All right, welcome. This is DB talking now. DB talking birds. DB talking Philadelphia Eagles. All right, so just a little bit of a update on this head coaching search. So, the New York Jets just recently hired Robert Salah to be their head coach. Former defense coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm kind of relieved about this one because I personally did not want the Eagles to get a defensive minded coach. I understand the attraction behind it. Obviously, we do need to put out a better defense week in, week out. We need to do a better job of that, getting off the field on third down. This defense needs to do a better job of that. The secondary needs to do a better job. So I get the attraction of going after a defensive minded head coach or a defensive minded head coach, but I do not think that is the top of my priority list anyway. I'm right up there with Jeffrey Lurie. I want this team to have a top five offense, and to go along with that, I think we need to look at the guys like Lincoln Riley, who Howie Roseman did reach out to right after we let go of Doug Pederson. They did request an interview with Arthur Smith. They did request an interview with the Bills offense coordinator. So all of those guys are kind of in my wheelhouse, or the Eric Bieniemy from Kansas City. I obviously think he would be a great choice as well. Other big update too, which is kind of a little strange and a little weird, a little shocking to be completely honest with you, is the Eagles did request permission to interview Dallas Cowboys offense coordinator Kellen Moore. Now, just a couple things on this. One, there's pros and cons to this. Now, this is if the Dallas Cowboys actually grant us access to have that interview with Kellen Moore. But the pros are, look, the Dallas Cowboys have had a top five offense or close to a top five offense over the last few years. And Kellen Moore is a young coach who's up and coming and on the rise. And I think it's a good idea for the Philadelphia Eagles and Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman to do their due diligence in Kellen Moore and see what he brings to the table, see what his vision is, for he to become a head coach in this league. Cons, obviously, is one of our biggest NFC East rivals would probably know our new head coach's tendencies had we hired Kellen Moore to be our head coach. So obviously that would be a no-go for us and would give us a disadvantage on game day against the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm not necessarily looking at Kellen Moore either. I like Kellen Moore as head coach. I think he's done some good things in Dallas. That's, you're not going to hear me say that very often. So I'll get that out of the way right now. But I think that Kellen Moore, I have nothing against Kellen Moore. I think he's done some good things in Dallas, and I think it's worthwhile for Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman to do their due diligence if Jerry Jones does grant them access to interview Kellen Moore. So the other thing I want to touch on too, obviously, is a lot of people, a lot of Eagles fans are coming out of the woodworks, upset with how Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman may have did Doug Pederson wrong. Look, we don't need to keep going. We don't need to keep rehashing this, okay? I mean, it's what's done is done. And to be completely honest, it seems like Doug Pederson wanted to leave. And the only thing that was going to keep him from leaving was if he got control over who his staff was going to be. And from what it seems like Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie said, hey, that's fine. We want to make this collaborative effort. However, Doug Pederson didn't want that. He wanted to promote Press Taylor to be offense coordinator, and he wanted to promote Matt Burke, defensive line coach Matt Burke, to be defensive coordinator or bring back Corey Unlin. And as Eagles fans, we would have hated that. We would have absolutely hated that. So what it seems like, obviously, now at this point, is that Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman realized we need some new faces. We need some new blood among the coaching staff. And Doug Pederson just wasn't really willing to do that. Now, another report that came out recently was that, maybe Doug Pederson just wanted to go with Jalen Hurts and Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie wanted to go with Carson Wentz. Well, does that matter at this point? What does that solve? What does that solve? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Doug Pederson's no longer here. It seems like we're committed to Carson Wentz. It seems like we're committed to focusing on fixing Carson Wentz, and that's what we're going to do. And my whole thing is I read a report recently that Carson Wentz might have a lot of say as to who the next coach is going to be. And that's kind of what it seems like. That's kind of what it seems like. And I think that that's why they wanted to go and get Lincoln Riley. The only thing about Lincoln Riley is this. I think Lincoln Riley could do wonders, could work wonders for Carson Wentz. But obviously, as we all know, Lincoln Riley has a history with Jalen Hurts. And it would be a positive for the both of them. So, there's a few things. I can't tell you who I want to be head coach quite yet. I have not really put my finger on one person quite yet. Because there are even when it comes to Eric Bieniemy, I feel like there are some things that hold me back from completely saying, oh yeah, Eric Bieniemy could be the guy. And even so, even Lincoln Riley as well. And obviously we've been through the whole Chip Kelly experience, and that's just another college coach coming from the NFL, but people have done it successfully before. And Jacksonville is about to experience that with Urban Meyer, and so we will see. We will definitely see what happens. I think that they're really going to spend a lot of time focusing on getting Carson Wentz fixed and getting what they need in order for him to be successful. And so that's what I look forward. That's what I look forward to. But this is DB talking now. DB talking Birds. DB talking Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about, and obviously nothing has been set in stone quite yet. Nobody's name has been called. It seems like the Eagles are scrambling. At first the reports were is that Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman had their guy, but it doesn't seem like they actually do. It seems like they're just pulling names out of a hat at this point. And they got to stop looking so stupid, and they got to pick a guy. But it has to be the right guy, obviously. It has to be the right guy. And I think here's the thing. I think that they were putting all their eggs in the Lincoln Riley basket, and Lincoln Riley said no. So I think their next best bet is Arthur Smith. They wanted to interview with Robert Saleh. He's now with the Jets. So time's running out. Time is running out. And here's my thing. Is I think that I am set in stone. I'm fine with it being Arthur Smith. I'm fine with it being the Bills offensive coordinator. I'm fine with it being Joe Brady, who is another name that has come up. But I think that it's important that they find an offensive coordinator with some backbone, with some pedigree, with a good amount of experience. And the first name that comes to the top of my head is Jim Caldwell. I think that's a win-win situation. Win-win situation to have Jim Caldwell as your offensive coordinator. With either one of those guys, unless you want to go ahead and try and promote Deuce Staley to offensive coordinator. But I think that they would have done that by now if that's the route that they wanted to go. And so I think it just anyway. That's my best bet. I would be completely fine with an Arthur Smith, Jim Caldwell pairing. And then we would just have to go for the defense coordinator from there. And there was some reports about Gerard Mayo, former All-Pro linebacker, who's the linebackers coach for the New England Patriots now, as a possible head coaching candidate. And I don't understand why, because he just doesn't have the experience. But I think he would be a decent defense coordinator prospect. I'd be fine with that. But I think Arthur Smith, Jim Caldwell pairing is our best bet. Tell me what you think. Leave your likes and your comments below. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. You guys have a beautiful Thursday night. Go Birds, baby. I'll be with you throughout the week, and we will continue to talk about this crazy, crazy coaching carousel and coaching search. Stay safe, stay healthy. Go Birds, baby.